Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to RFL Season 4. We're here for the halfway point of the season, the halfway race of the season. We're in Germany for round 11 of Tier 1 Season 4. And so far, it's been a story of two men, Jolly and Chandler Saito 1. Jolly has dominated most of the season, but Chandler has been surprised after poor race pace in the opening part of the season. He's really come back in the second half and really put a fight to Jolly. I'm your commentator for today, Morgs5631, and I'm going to be joined today by my usual co-commentator, Tom Goyen. So Tom, looking at the whole season at the halfway point of the season, is Jolly going to run away as comfortably as we head into the second half?
Well, to simply answer that question, nothing's anything racing Formula League. Anything, and I mean anything, can happen. Just because Jolly has a dominant lead and he's been dominating the first half of the championship does not mean by any stretch of the imagination that he will walk away with this championship, unless he does some type of Sebastian Vettel run from 2013, where he wins 7 in a row and then wins the title before anyone even expects him to. But I don't expect him to run away. I expect a lot of fighting, a lot of battling, and a lot of hard obstacles that Jolly has to overcome if he wants to become the Racing Formula League champion of Season 4. And Danny F31 has already left.
He was
the
our
session. I'm
host.
going to give him. Is he?
He
our
was
host? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that could cause some
Yeah.
problems.
Because if you remember last week in Tier 2, all hell broke loose when it came to lag and connection, and we haven't even started qualifying yet. So I'm going to give him another invite, and hopefully, he's away apparently. But let's see if we can invite him to the game. Wait, I've got to do by the party, haven't I? Whoops. So invite more. I just realised that. Right. So Danny F31. The host of the session has left, but he's been invited back. Anyway, let's speak about the championship between Chandler and Jolly. Jolly has been the dominant driver in RFL Season 4 so far, taking the championship lead and winning multiple races, but Chandler in that Mercedes is fighting, and he will not let go of Jolly in the long run. W.O. Verstappen is another person that has been just killing it since he joined RFL, taking 3 pole positions, I think. He took the pole position in Silverstone last week, and he seems to be the qualifying ace of this season. Shout out to the chat anyway. Welcome to Hockenheim for round 10, I think it's round 10 of
11.
It's 11, excuse me, sorry, round 11 of the Racing Formula League Season 4 Tier 1 Championship. We are pretty much exactly on the midway point of the season, with one more race to go until the mid-season break, and then we are back for Belgium. Looking at the tyres right now, everyone's on the soft tyres apart from W.O. Verstappen. So, is there rain? Could there be rain? Actually, no, he's not on the hards, he's on the mediums, according to my screen. But F1 Aiden in the Ferrari on the mediums, 1:13.2 sets the fast lap, and then W.O. Verstappen goes even quicker, 1.4 seconds on the same tyre, and that is probably the difference between the fastest qualifier in this league and just another driver. Langman goes a second, 1/10 slower than Verstappen, but he is on the quicker compound. Very interesting tyre strategies. Most of them are on softs, but only Aiden and Verstappen are on medium. So could rain be a threat in today's race, Mugs?
Potentially. I have heard rumours that it will be a wet start to the race, which obviously will make it very interesting. Here's Chandler coming on the final corner, second in the championship. Where's he going to be in this qualifying session at the moment?
Fourth.
P4, just behind Tizian Sparshot and Langman, but both of them on the soft compound tyres, and W.O. Verstappen in P1 on the mediums. He's been the qualifying maestro so far of RFL Season 4, taking 4 poles in the 6 attendances he's made in RFL Season 4, so he'll be really hoping to kick on from that and make some more pole positions, but he's just not really had the pace in the race at all. Coming into the pits, having a huge moment, hitting the wall there. Damage obviously isn't a huge effect considering he coming into the pits, but that could have been so much worse for W.O. Verstappen. He is going to get on with it and get into the pits and go out for another run later on. D10 Kingsley coming on the final few corners. He scored his first points of the season last time. He goes out very wide actually. That's his lap over, but as JJ comes across the line now.
P7.
He goes P7. Jolly has gone into P4, by the way, while all that was happening. Just fractions of a second behind Langman and Sparshot for that P2 position. And that was Nuthead, I think, who went up into P9 there in the Renault. P10 now as Vapid Coot goes up into P8 on the hard compound tyres. Only driver so far to be out on those tyres, except for Brumson, who has not actually yet set a lap on them. So interesting tyre call by Vapid and Brumson there.
Yeah, but just to know that Vapid always starts in the hard tyre. Well, when I say starts in qualifying, he just wants to get that warm-up qualifying lap in, so we can just get a feel of what the car feels like, the track as well, especially with track evolution over these next 12 minutes. Probably you can gain 7 temps, 7, 8, even a second of just time based on track evolution and just changing of the tyres. One thing I want to talk about is the tyre strategies. That's Errol Atmaz, who was the Season 3 champion. He's stopping, obviously, Jolly. Adam 45, quickest lap time. Wow. Adam 45 in the Toro Rosso, 1:11.5. This is the okay, Adam. Okay, this is the Season 1 champion we're talking about, even though he hasn't been on the pace in the last couple of races this season. Adam out-qualifying WO Verstappen by more than 2 tenths of a second, so okay, we might have a legitimate fight for pole position on our hands between Adam and Verstappen, but also with Langman as well and Sparshot as well, who joined a couple races ago. Kingsley in Kingley in the Williams. What happened? Is he a reserve for today's race?
He's
I think
full-time
he is.
McLaren. He's a full-time McLaren driver. Oh, Kingsley. Oh, yeah. Never mind. I thought you were talking about King Davis. I was watching him. King Davis goes 7th, by the way, but Kingley is a reserve. Yeah. And we believe that Nuthead is potentially going to be lined up to take that position, but nothing has been confirmed yet. It'll all be confirmed after this race. And into the following week. And that seat at the moment, the Williams, is open as Clenzo. What's happened to him? He comes around the final corner. He's coming across the line. Where's he going to go? It's
invalidated.
P17 with an invalidated lap, and he's going again. It looks.
No, he's not. He's backed out.
He's backed off. He's backed off.
Yes. Yeah, he's backed out. So he must have either track extended or cut a corner. It's very easy to do that around this track. In my opinion, it's with Canada. When it comes to unforgiving penalties, when it comes to track extending and corner cutting, it's very easy. I think turn 1, as we're on board with Dutch gamers laws, turn 1 you can easily cut, you won't get any warnings, but it's the exit care. But if you go too wide, your laps will get invalidated. BMG Nomad, who's the teammate of Chandler Saita in that Mercedes, heading into the infamous hairpin. This is where it's not new anymore. The newish part of the track breaks from the old one. But as you can see, there's Atmaz. Atmaz better get out the way. If he's on the lap, he's on the racing line, and he does do the right thing, and he backs up there, enters that corner very nicely. Got to watch out for the rear side of the car. Very traction heavy. These next couple of corners goes a little bit wide. Don't want to get on the bumps there as he enters the stadium section of Sector 3. Flat, nice right-hander there in towards stadium section. In towards the long left-hander, very easy to lock up there. Yellow flag sector 3, I think someone stopped to let one through. But here comes BMG Nomad in towards the penultimate and final corners. Oh no, he's not. He's actually going to the pits. Okay, so something must have happened.
Oh, Joey Verstappen! Just can't board with him. He's just crashed down at turn 4 on the exit. He got away with it though. He's only lost his front wing, but going out on a second lap, his first soft compound tyre, lost it on the exit of turn 4, getting on the grass, and he is off. And Dutch Gamer Lars goes up into P2, having a huge moment through turn 1. But what a lap there by the Renault driver. At the moment, he's in 26th place in the championship if you include all the drivers who have come and gone, with only 2 points to his name.
Chandler!
But now he's in P3 as Chandler has just gone up
tenths.
into P1. So everything is changing at the moment. And Chandler Saita in the Mercedes, he's got work to do in the championship. And now he is in the prime position to kickstart his second half of the season in the perfect way.
Adam's on the mediums. That's interesting.
Not the best, but yeah.
Oh wait, is it? Oh. Okay. Okay, well, if he's, I don't know if he wants to go quick on the medium. I don't think he can go quick on the mediums. I don't know unless he wants to change his mind and go on a one stop.
Normally do 3 laps around the track? Sorry for interrupting you, but normally do 3 laps around the track. But most people would go for the medium start because going on two stop is quite poor. So therefore, most people probably went for harder, and therefore only have 2 sets of soft compound tyres. As Jolly goes up into P2 there, but yeah, most people only have 2 sets of soft tyres to use, and that makes it very, very difficult for the drivers to manage in their qualifying session on when to use their soft compound tyres and when to not. As T said, Sparshot there goes up into P3, so all the front orders changing. As JJ rocks in the Red Bull car, he's 10th in the standings. He's only got two podiums to his name this season, but no wins, no pole positions, and he sits on pole position at the moment, ahead on pure pace of Chandler, Saito and Jolly, 2 championship contending drivers. So very, very interesting here as Jolly goes very, very wide to let by his teammate and ruins his tyres in the process. But JJ rocks in P1. What a shock that would be if he held it.
Yeah, but you've got to think about the race strategy, though. If you watched the Tier 2 race earlier today, there is a clear difference when it comes to position gain and pace from the 2-stop to the 1-stop. So if things finish the way they were, JJ, Chandler, Jolly and Spa would all have to do the 2-stop. But meanwhile, Adam, if he completes this flying lap, actually, no, he's not even on a flying lap, but if he goes quicker, who's that? That's Kingley. Kingley in the Williams goes fair place. In the Williams, very decent lap time there, just over a 10th behind the provisional pole man JJ Rock. But there's a difference in pace when it comes to the 2-stop or the 1-stop. I don't think there's a clear indication about which is the quickest strategy. If it's staying on the 1-stop and going from the medium to the hards, or going to a 2-stop and doing softs and double mediums. But time will tell. BMG Lewis did a 2-stop and he ended up winning the race. Oh, Knothead. Good job there by the Renault driver, Knothead. Active Beacon's not racing this weekend, so it's Dutch Laws and Knothead in the banana car for the German Grand Prix. But just under 6 minutes to go, and it's literally anyone else. What? Let's see. What is that?
Many drivers.
Just under.
Don't forget about Danny and Ansmouth as well. Both Danny's just started a lap. Ansmouth's in the stadium section now at the end of his. Nomad's just done a lap into P5. He goes. Krenzo's also finishing a lap. He comes on the final corner now. He's the last driver to set a flying lap, but well, it put him.
14. No, extended. No,
actually does not.
Yeah, invalidated
get
again.
That lap again. So here comes Ansmouth. Ansmouth P4. Not a bad lap at all there from the Alfa Romeo driver.
The track.
And then Danny is 0.3 of a second up in the first sector. So all is changing here in every single moment of this session right now. Everything is changing.
Yep, the track is getting quicker as the seconds go on. We just entered the last 5 minutes of this epic qualifying session, which W.
Verstappen again! W. Verstappen's gone off at Sachs curve, and he's round, and he's in the gravel. He's not out of this session, but that's twice now he's made a mistake on his qualifying lap.
Yeah.
He's 11th position after being provisional pole. Is this going to be outside the top 10 for W.R. Verstappen for what's going to be a very difficult performance so far in this qualifying?
Yeah, I just caught the sector times. He was 5 tenths quicker. If he would have followed through, he could have gotten into probably 4th or 3rd place if he nailed the final 2 corners. But it's all about tyre allocation now. What tyre allocation did W.R. Verstappen go on? Did he go on the softer? Did he go on the harder? Because if he's gone on the softer, chances are he's got probably one more set of soft to use. Oh, that's not going to help him. He's been held by his teammate. A spar shot there. So that's going to cost him probably a minute worth of time to get back into the pit lane, change the tyres and go for one last run. But Verstappen, the man who's nailed pole position in the last couple of races, is really on the back foot here. Dutch Games Laws coming around sector 3. Let's see where he goes. I didn't catch the sector time.
I just want to mention we completely missed Danny going up into second while W. Verstappen went off. Brilliant.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, Dutch Games Laws across the line. Let's watch him. P8 for Dutch.
Okay, so
we are how close it is from 9th to 1st.
Look at that. Like literally just over a 10th between the top 4, just under 2 tenths of the top 8. Literally in the next 3.5 minutes, any of the top 10, maybe top 10, could get pole position legitimately, but don't count out W.R. Verstappen as well, and maybe even Adam if he has to pay. Speaking of Adam, here he is. He is going out for his hot lap. Here we go. So Adam is on a hot lap as he flies. Oh my goodness, so much speed into turn 1. Just lost the back end there just a tiny bit in towards turn 2. Very easy to lock up. Now slight downhill into 3, and then the kink straight into 4. Open up the DRS there, going 300 kph as he enters 8th gear. He's probably going to get a slipstream from the car ahead. Who's that from the car ahead? I don't know. It looks like a Williams. It's Jolly, so so he might get a slipstream from Jolly. Goes a little bit wide, does Adam into the hairpin, and let's see if he is. Let's see. So he enters a sector 2, very hooks the apex, brakes just after the 50-meter board probably, and now very careful on that curb again. He's running a little bit wide.
Mulder is 6 tenths up. I just want to mention Mulder is on his lap as well. He's just ahead of Adam on the road, so watch out for Mulder. He obviously got a podium on his debut in Austria. Last time out wasn't very good for him. But it's Adam's round.
Adams lost it. He wasn't gaining any time. He was a 10th down, and that's his qualifying session over. There's no way he's going to get back into the pit lane, change the tyres, and get back on. But anyway, W.O. Verstappen is about to come out? I think he might. You know, he's in the pits. He's got 1 minute 47. Unless his team nails it, I don't think he's coming out. I don't think W.O. Verstappen is coming out unless. Actually, yeah, he is. I think
he's driving. He's out. He's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
But
so he was just.
Has he got enough time?
He should do. Yeah, he's got enough time. He'll cross the line with around about 20 seconds left. I think either 20 or 25 seconds as Clenzo goes. Wait, is that Clenzo? No, Clenzo's on his outlap.
It was Shin Gamers just went up into P10. Jolly is on a lap, by the way. He's going to be the first of the big hitters to cross a line.
He's got traffic,
though. Traffic as well.
Yeah,
of outlap drivers. Got Danny's in front. Danny obviously.
Lineman's
really
gone.
Want to let Jolly through if he didn't have to. As Lineman is out of the session, he will stop P11 or lower. But Jolly at the moment coming through the stadium section now, cutting a little bit there. That could be a bit risky on the track limits. There's a Haas ahead also of Jolly, but he comes down through Sachs curve, round now towards the final complex of corners. He's just got to negotiate these final corners, and the championship leader could be on pole position here. But let's keep an eye on him. And he comes down the final corner and across the line.
Second.
It's P2 for Jolly.
That's so close.
Not P1. JJ stays P1. Who's going to be next? I think Chandler was the next one to cross the line out of the big boys. But if you keep an eye on another sector times, that would be appreciated. Chandler is a 10th up at the moment. He was on provisional pole position if he keeps this up. So through Sachs curve in the final sector,
10th off.
Chandler Saita has a chance of pole position and out qualifying his rival Jolly here. So around the final few corners, the American is going to try and beat the Brit to pole position and across the line. P1 for Chandler, but it's the exact same time. Somehow he's ahead, even though he's done that afterwards. Not sure what's happening there, but JJ's got a chance to come back from it. He hasn't actually. He's not improving. He's down on his time by 12 seconds, so he's out of this session.
Jolly's backed off.
A few corners. Ansmaz coming around the front a few corners and across the line. P1 for Ansmaz. But Clenzo is on a lap. Danny is on lap. Danny's a bit down, but if he can do a good final sector, he can get involved. As there goes Kingsley into 4th position there. Good lap by the reserve Williams driver, and now Danny around the final corner. Where's he going to go? Is he going to slot into a good position here?
Second.
It's P2 for Danny.
Clenzo.
What about Clenzo?
Oh, he's went wide.
He's in the gravel, and he's.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. But if that's a shame, and I think Morg's having mic problems, but yeah, era Latmaz.
I just muted it.
Oh wait, hang on, Nothead's on the lap, and that is it. Jolly has retired from the session. W.O. Verstappen's crashed. He's crashed out the session, and W.O. Verstappen will start P18 for the race for the German Grand Prix, but the Season 3 champion, the man who has not had the best of first halves for Season 4, Ira Latmaz in the Alfa Romeo gets, I think it's his first pole position of the season. Wow, what a lap that was by Ira Latmaz. That was a very enjoyable qualifying session, I have to be honest. Ira Latmaz takes pole position by 7,000ths of a second, and look who's joining him. Danny F31, his championship rival of last season, in second place. Chandler Saita is in third place, with JJ Rock in the Red Bull in 4th. It's the two Williams boys, and Jolly 5th and 6th, and then Clenzo in 7th place. Dutch Gamers Laws in 8th, and BMG Nomad is in 9th, and Gamers 8 is in 10th place. Sportshot in 11th, Langman in 12th, Nuthead 13th, Mulder 14th, Adam 15th, Broomson 16th, Vapid 17th, WO Verstappen in 18th, and Aiden is in 19th, and I'm guessing they will all start on the medium tyres, or probably Vapid will do the ultimate strategy and start on the hards, and then go to the mediums at the end. But wow. Oh, it is raining!
So the rain has come here in Germany. Just like real life, we have got a wet race for RFL Season 4 Germany. And Ansmaz on pole with Danny. A very familiar sight from Season 3 for the veteran viewers of RFL. And we've got it again here today. Ansmaz taking no poles, no wins, no fastest laps, no podiums yet this season. And only scored points in 42% of the races he's entered. Has had a torrid season so far, but he's on pole today. Can he take his first win? And what will be a very, very confidence-boosting win for the Italian who has not run for a long, long time. But Danny, he has had a miserable season as well. He's in P4, so it's not P5, sorry, in the championship, so it's not too bad. And especially with only being 4 points behind Adam, who's P3 in the standings at the moment. But Danny's not going to be happy with the season. He wants to compete for the championship, and he's over 100 points away from Jolly, so he's going to be hoping for a win today. So you got two drivers on the front row who are very, very keen to score points, and then you got the championship contender of Chandler lining up behind them in P3. It's going to be a very spicy grid, a very spicy race, and with the rain falling down here in Germany, I think it's going to be one epic race here today.
We could have a race of the ages. We could have legitimately the race of the season here, especially with Atmaz and Danny. You know that, I mean, I'm not gonna swear, but Danny is a little bit peed off that Atmaz took the season 3 championship away from him, and the best way that Danny can get revenge is to take the German Grand Prix away from Earl Atmaz. Chandler Seater as well, he's on a charge right now trying to take away the championship lead from Jolly, who's behind his teammate Kingsley. And if there's one thing we know about Kingsley, he's very aggressive when it comes to defending, but it is his teammate. So how aggressive is too aggressive for Jolly today's race? Also to watch out for T10 Sport Shot, since it's raining, everyone's going to start on the intermediate tyres. Adam 45 as well, Fapiku 74, and also WO Verstappen. We haven't seen what Verstappen is like in wet conditions yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about his pace. But Atmaz, I think Atmaz is separating the grid a lot here. I mean, to the point where, tyre temperatures really, really matter, especially in intermediate conditions. And plus, everyone, I think, is going to run a dry setup, since it was dry in qualifying. Now, in the race, it's intermediates. But, oh man, I'm getting goosebumps about this, folks. Atmaz, pole, and Danny in second. Chandler in third place. Jolly is in sixth. There's only one way to describe this. Epic. Here we go. Let's do this.
So the grid is beginning to form up. Ansmaz coming around the final corner now. He's going to line up on the the right hand side of the screen, so the left hand side of the track for him, and you can see the whole field beginning to line up. Watch out for JJ Rocks as well. He was a surprise at qualifying in 4th position. We thought he could take pole for a while, but it didn't improve on that final lap. But watch out for him as well. The two Ferraris coming around the final corner, and WR Verstappen, they're going to finish off the grid, and we're going to get underway for RFL Season 4 Germany. So here we go. It's RFL Season 4. It's a halfway race of the season. We've got a wet one here in Germany. The lights are coming on now. Ansmaz on pole. Danny alongside. And we're away in Germany. Decent start there from Ansmaz. Instantly trying to cover off Danny as he head down towards turn 1. Chandler getting a better start as well as Danny had the tank slapper. And Chandler around the outside. Already into P2 as Kingsley into P3. JJ losing out there a little bit at the start, but Danny under pressure from Jolly, who's on the inside there, in towards turn 2. Jolly up to P4, and a contact there in the midfielders. There's Nomad being spun around. He's collected Spar Shot and a couple others as well. But Ansmaz now leads them down up towards turn 6, the hairpin, followed by Chandler, Kingsley, Jolly then in P4, ahead of Danny in P5. Then you've got the Red Bull of JJ, Dutch Cable Lars, and there comes Langman and King Gamers.
Yeah, what a start there from the two Williams. I think just the cause of that crash was just like late braking, and Nomad and Cleanso, the two BMG boys with no wings. Bossman Gaming are not going to be happy that two of their star pupils have caused a crash. But ERL Atmaz got a great start. Danny got a tank slapper into turn 1. And just the lack of rear grip, especially at the start of the race, just killed Danny at the start. He's all the way down into 5th place, and he's got the two Red Bulls behind him, and there's a bit of contact there between Langman and Dutch Gamers, but Atmaz in the lead, and Chandler is being hounded by Kingsley and Jolly as well. So pretty much this Kingsley trying to get all over the back of Chandler, but Atmaz is getting away. But Chandler needs to move on if he really wants to start taking a dent to Jolly's championship.
Yeah, well, obviously Kingsley is a reserve, so he's probably not going to play the team game for Jolly here, which Jolly would desperately want right now in this championship out with Chandler.
Yeah.
Chandler falling 1.2 seconds behind Ansman at the start there, and forming a queue here of multiple drivers. The two Williams, Danny was involved, but had a bit of a moment through the last corner in turn 1, losing in that time, but Chandler falling under pressure very early on, and he's going to have to do some defending, I think, if he wants to hold on to this P2. Never mind challenge for the victory.
Yeah, he is. Here comes Knothead down the inside.
King Gamers.
Oh no, that's King Gamers down the inside, and I think Dutch Laws went wide, and that could be a double overtake here from the McLaren man. Here comes King Gamers in towards sector 2, but Dutch Laws has the racing line here.
Jolly got past Kingsley there. Jolly, I don't know
he?
how, but Jolly has just got past Kingsley.
Wow.
And up into P3. And the two Williams have swapped around here on lap 2 of 34 in Germany.
Yeah, Knothead's got past King Gamers as well. Verstappen as well. Oh, bit of contact there with Dutch Gamers and Verstappen. And I think that's a damage front wing. Yellow flags in sector 3. Got a Haas there going side by side with WR Verstappen. I think he's got damage on his front wing. I can't really tell from this camera shot. It's very hard to see if he's got damage. Don't know. I think he's been let off there. That was a massive incident there. And look at this, Knothead's going to slowly look a train. The Knothead's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars, all for P8. But Chandler and Jolly side by side in towards the King, and the straight in this could be the championship leader's chance to extend his advantage. Here comes the Williams driver now, side by side with Chandler in towards the hairpin. Who's going to break latest? Is it the Williams? Is it the Mercedes? In towards the hairpin, and Chandler just edges out Jolly. He has the inside line and the racing line as well, and Jolly is going to have to stay behind the Mercedes man for a little while longer as Atmaz is slowly getting away. There's battles all over the place. Look at this, the McLaren as well of King Gamers went wide, and that's allowed WR Verstappen to get past the McLaren. And also Vapid Coots having some of this. He's going to go down the inside of Dutch Gamers, the side by side. Bloody hell, Moses, there's so much action. I can't keep up. Dutch Gamers has got past Vapid again, but pretty much, let's see, look at this train. Chandler. I think Chandler doesn't seem as confident on the intermediate tyres.
Oh! Dutch on the Dutch been forced on the gravel there by, I think that was Vapid Coot. But back to P2, Chandler and Jolly and Kingsley all line astern with Danny in P5. Tom, if you could check the commentators chat, that would be appreciated. But Jolly, right hounding Chandler at the moment for P2 with Kingsley just behind there as Langman in P6 sets the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, here comes Jolly though. He's going to try and get a good exit of turn number 2 if he can just get a good run. I don't know what wings they're running, but if it's a dry setup, they're going to be running low wings. Here comes Jolly. He's going to have the slipstream, but does he have the straight line pace? No, he doesn't compared to Mercedes, but he's going to try and go around the outside. He brakes super late. Here comes Jolly, trying to go around the outside of Chandler Seater. They're so close. Can Jolly make the move on his championship rival? In towards this next corner now. Chandler has the inside line, getting forced off. Jolly takes second place from Chandler Saita. What a battle this is, but Chandler's coming back for more around the outside. Can Chandler do it? Yes, he can, but he gets pushed out wide by Jolly. He's going to have to hit at the orbs as JJ Rock gets retired. Side by side. Yeah, JJ's crashed. Yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, Danny nearly lost the back end there. Look at this battle for the second place between Kingsley, Jolly. The two Williams are actually second and third place. And Chandler has lost 2 positions. And now Danny is looking to get 4th place here, and Langman as well. If Danny or Chandler or any of the 2nd or 3rd place runners makes a mistake, then Langman will have them up for days. WO Verstappen 10 places at the start of the race, and now he's up into 8th place, and I think his intermediate wet pace is really starting to pay off now, as again,
yeah, you can tell Verstappen is much faster than most people in the field at the moment.
Yeah, Kingsley as
I
well.
think only Langman's faster. And look at Langman, he's right on the back of this train now. As Kingsley, I think, is maybe making a challenge now on Jolly for P2. He's 3 tenths
too
per
far
second
back.
behind as he approaches the hairpin.
He's not using his DRS.
He's a bit too far back to make it work. But I think Kingsley looks interested in taking P2 today.
Oh,
he looks interested in maybe even winning this race, as what's happened to Vapid in P11.
There has been a massive battle there with King Gamers, Maul and Vapid in towards the hairpin. Can LCO Mauler get the better of the McLaren drive? No, he can't. Gets pushed out wide, and the McLaren driver of King Gamers retains 9 places side by side. Vapid in the Ferrari, which is a very, I have to be honest, a very weird image to see, since Vapid is pro Mercedes and he despises the Ferrari, but not today. He's going to be saying grazie, ragazzi, and all the other Italian sayings as he hopes to score points in this wet German Grand Prix. King Gamers as well. I think Gamers just lacks a bit of confidence, especially on the traction zones compared to Elcio Mauler. Slight contact, they lose the rear end of the car, but Maulers gets away with no damage as we enter lap number 6 of the German Grand Prix, and Antmaz is slightly running away. 2.1 seconds is the gap from Antmaz to Jolly. And then you've got Kingsley, you've got Chandler, you've got Danny at 31, Langman, Knothead, and then you've got WR Verstappen at 8th. King Gamers, I think he's went wide, and here comes the Haasman trying to get a position today, and yes, he has. He's broken a little bit early. Let's see what happens here. Can he get better traction than the McLaren driver? What a shot for Vapid as well. If they make a mistake, Vapid's going to be all over him like a rash. And here comes the fast driver of Elcio Mauler on King Gamers, and Vapid, it might be 3 wide. It might be 3 wide into the hairpin, but Mauler's, has Vapid outbroke himself? No, he hasn't. That's actually great. That's actually great. God, they're so close. No damage, and Mauler has got 9th place, and Vapid has out-traction King Gamers, and he'll probably have the inside line. Don't touch, guys. He gets slightly forced out wide. Well, Vapid leaving the room. He's went a little bit wide there. Has Vapid.
Oh, crash in the background.
Oh!
That was BMG Crenzo. I think, no, Bumson and Aiden involved in that. Bumson running 4th in the championship. He's down to 16th position now, and Aiden, who started at the back of the grid, he's 15th. But Jolly has closed 1.4 seconds of the gap. He's closed 6 tenths on this lap alone. Ansmaz is going to come under pressure from the championship leader very, very soon. I think Ansmaz is going to struggle to hold on to this for very long. And Kingsley is going right with Jolly at the moment.
Yes, he will. I'm just trying to find a battle as Nuthead and WR Verstappen go wheel to wheel. Obviously, Xbox Nuthead considered one of the GOATs in the Formula 1 gaming community when it comes to commentary. But today he's not in the commentary, Morgs. He's out racing, and he's racing probably one of the best drivers on this game, WR Verstappen. Here comes Verstappen in the racing point, slipstream, ERS, and Rich Mix, and that is an easy move. That's money in the bank for WR Verstappen, but not Ted. He's going to try and fight back. He's considered defeat there, and WR Verstappen in 7th place. And in the space of 7 laps, WR Verstappen is very, very likely to get my driver of the day vote. Let's see, Vapid, Mauler, and KJ. I think KJ, King Gamers, has backed out, and now Vapid. Oh, Mauler's gone wide there. Lost on the braking, and here comes the Scotsman, and Vapid is into 9th place in the Ferrari, and the team from Scuderia is going to be clapping at that one, and Ferrari looking good for some points today. Let's see what happens. Let's see, so WR Verstappen in 7th place, and then Kingley, the gap here, Jolly, fastest lap.
Of a second.
Yeah, Jolly is
the
absolutely...
gap is really close now. I think Jolly has really got a good chance here of potentially taking a great position in this race, as Kingsley behind, beginning to fall away from Jolly a little bit, and Chandler maintaining his. Langman got the inside there of Danny, and now Danny's going to try and fight back on the exit of turn 3 and down towards turn 4, and now down towards turn 5 and turn 6. The hairpin is going to be the last chase for Danny to try and get back at Langman 17. To the outside goes Danny. Is he going to be able to get the move done? I think he's going to struggle here. As around the outside, he's not able to get it done.
Nope.
And he has to stay in P6. Langman up to P5. Good move by Langman.
Yeah, they can't battle for too long because Verstappen is getting closer and closer. He's now just under 3.5 seconds away. Jolly is closing the gap on Era Atmaz, and we are starting to see the massive pace difference between Jolly and Atmaz, and this is what it takes to be an RFL champion. You've got to be able to perform not only in the dry conditions but also in the wet conditions, and this is something that Jolly is doing so well right now, and I think it might be only a matter of time before Jolly takes the lead of the German Grand Prix. Let's see what Atmaz is doing right now. Let's see. It's on the curb.
But then,
Jolly's
just remember, considering qualifying pace, if you remember, depends how long this rain stays for, but if it doesn't stay for too long, then potentially Jolly's going to fall back where he came from and potentially finish P7, P8 in this race. So Danny's picked up a first penalty, and it's not even dry, and it's very difficult, I think, to corner cut in the wet, but Danny is trying to find a way past Langman and just struggling to do so and having to cut corners to do so. He's 4 tenths of a second behind, but let's focus on the lead battle. Although I think Jolly's a bit too far back to make a move this time round.
Yep, he's way too far back. That'd be stupid in my opinion to try and make a move like that. Unless you're Daniel Ricciardo, but even Daniel Ricciardo can get caught up sometimes. And he's closed the gap 2 tenths. 2 tenths is now the gap between Jolly and Atmaz. Just Jolly seems just have more confidence on the braking, on traction, and just, you know, just into braking zones. Atmaz just feels just a little bit nervous. I can tell just by the way he enters corners when he brakes, and just overall when he's just driving the car, he just doesn't have that confidence that Jolly has. And look at the gap now, it's over 3 tenths of a second, and surely this has got to be a move for the lead, maybe into the main straight for the Williams man. Atmaz slightly loses the rear end, gets it back again as we begin lap number 10, 24 laps to go of this German Grand Prix, and I think the track is drying out, so we could see the dry tyres later on in this race, Morgs. And then it just is a question about, oh, Chandler's got a penalty. Okay, so Chandler has a penalty for going a little bit wide there, but let's focus back on the lead. Here comes Jolly now. Has he got a good exit? Yes, he has, but Atmaz has got a slightly better one. Is this the move that'll give Jolly the race lead? Atmaz goes defensive. Jolly follows the racing line in towards the hairpin, and I think Jolly, yes, he dives down the outside. Atmaz locks up, but Jolly does switch back. Bit of contact down the rear end between Atmaz and Jolly, but no damage on the car. And look at that, Jolly, he's on overtake mode. He wants to get this move done. Around the outside goes Jolly in towards his corner. Atmaz doesn't give him the room. He gets pushed out wide, and Atmaz will not give up the lead to Jolly on his best day. And Jolly will have to fight for all his might, but maybe when the track conditions is just right. Actually, Jolly dives on the inside here. Here comes Jolly. He's taking the lead. Jolly, that's a great move there. Down the inside, Atmaz left the gap, and Jolly takes the lead of the German Grand Prix.
Yep, Tom, again, can you just check the commentators chat, please? The RFL one, but on Twitter. But Kingsley now coming towards Ansmaz a little bit and may be able to make a move very soon. But Ansmaz is going to try and get this move back as soon as he can, because if he doesn't, the rain has stopped. The rain has stopped, just not riding on board with Kingsley, and as mentioned, Jolly was very, very poor in the wet comparison to Ansmaz, and that could mean that potentially the race could come back in favour of Ansmaz as the track dries out. But look at Kingsley all over the back of Ansmaz at the moment, trying to find a way past, but I think he's a bit too far back to make it this time, especially with Ansmaz getting slipstream from the race leader, as W. Verstappen has pitted for hard compound tyres on this lap.
Yep, he has pitted on for the hard tyres. I just got your message then, so alright, so let's see. So Brunson is in, he's on the hard tyres, so is F1 Aiden, and so is BMG Nomad. That's a forgettable race for him, but now it's all about the top 5. Langman, Chandler, Chandler nearly used the back end there, and also Kingley. Look at the gap as well. Kingley has closed the gap to Atmaz. Atmaz has gone a little bit wide, and this could be the chance for a Williams 1-2 here. Can Atmaz defend from the Williams? Yes, he can, but who who's gonna pull the trigger first to coming out the top three? Is it Jolly? Is it Antmaz? Or is it Kingsley? Is the Williams team orders? And no, they all stay out actually. So they're gonna stay out for another lap. And there's no sign of DRS being enabled. Obviously, Formula One, when the DRS is enabled, that's when you come in for dry tyres. Let's see, Adam.
Oh, Danny's in.
Oh, Danny's in. Yep, Danny is in. Let's see what tyres he pits on here. So, Danny coming in.
Invite R8 to this party. He's going to take over from me for a little bit.
All right.
As a commentator.
All right, no worries.
But Kingsley actually coming towards Antmaz now. Kingsley to the outside. He's going to try and get past Antmaz. And Antmaz trying to defend it, but he can't do so. And Kingsley now on the exit. They make a bit of contact, but Kingsley not able to get through there. Have to stay in P2 as this track dries out all the time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find R8.
I've just invited him, don't worry.
Oh, okay, never mind, okay. Thanks for that. Anyway, let's get back to this race. There's no chance in hell that a broken voice will stop this race from happening. Anyway, Jolly is still in the lead, but the change is coming for the dry tyres. As I think, we welcome R8 to the commentary booth. Anyway, is Jolly going to come in? He's 8 temps down. Yes, Jolly is in. But what is his teammate going to do? Is he going to double stack? No, he stays out. So, Kingsley stays out, and that could cost him the race win. Jolly, now this is the most important part of the race. What tyre is Jolly going to go on? Is it the hards? Is it the mediums? There's 21 laps left, so he could get away with it. And it looks like it is the hard tyres. So it looks like it's the hard tyres for Jolly, but where is he going to come out? Chandler's also in for the hards, and Antmaz, they're all on the hard tyres. Langman and Nuthead as well, and Jolly will retake the lead of the race. And Kingsley, I think, unfortunately, has sacrificed himself for the better part of good. I think, hopefully, I don't know if Jolly or Kingsley are in a party together. Oh, look at this. Verstappen as well. He's jumped Vapid, Mauler, and that little group there. Adam's in the pit lane as well. But Chandler's actually got past Antmaz, and that is for a net second place here. And the battle and the pressure of the championship fight between Chandler and Jolly is on. But like I was saying, R8, Kingsley, I think, has sacrificed himself for the better part of good. Has got a yellow flag in sector 1. That's, massive crash there between Adam and Sparshot. That's in 1, the exit turn 1, and we could see a safety car. I'm not really sure. Did you manage to catch that? Okay. Just give you an invite. Actually, Morgs, can you do it? I need to commentate. Jolly! Oh, Jolly got a time penalty! Okay, so Jolly has a time penalty, but Kingsley, his teammate, is in. What tyre is he on? He's going for the hard tyres as well. And there's yellow flag in sector 3. I don't know what's that for, but... Oh, that's Danny! Danny's off now! Wow, okay, so the tyre temperatures are playing a massive part in this race in Germany, in Hockenheim. And WL Verstappen... Okay, I'm going to have to do this by myself then. Danny... Oh, WL Verstappen's retired from the session, and that is a terrible, terrible way to end the German Grand Prix. WL Verstappen is out of the German Grand Prix, and it is a race that he will forget as Dutch gamers. Oh my goodness, there's so much action, I can't even keep up. Langman trying to battle for third place over Errol Antmaz. That is for P3. Kingsley is now... He was in second place, but now he's down to 5th place. Danny trying to get back down the inside, trying to make a position on the Haas, but the Haas is not going to give up without a fight, as RK has finally joined the session, and now he can join us to see this madness of a race. Here comes Danny around the outside. Will he do the switchback? No, he holds it around the outside, and Danny, the McLaren man, gets 8th place in the German Grand Prix. And now let's see this battle here. Langman, Chandler, and Jolly is now off away, just like Sebastian Vettel back in the day. He's opened the gap to Chandler, and Jolly is looking good for the race win. Must be a glitch. Yeah, must be a glitch then. Let's
Alright,
see.
yep. So it's happy hour now. Lap time's gonna go tumbling.
Yep.
So most of them are on hards, which is, well, not a surprise. They want to get the safest way to the end of the race, I guess. So
Yeah, definitely.
I think I missed a lot here, but
Yeah.
yeah, the big runners are of the race already, so
Oh, Langman.
that's interesting.
Langman just dived down the inside of Chandler, and Chandler trying to fight back. Langman in second place. What a move that is by the Red Bull man. And Christian Horner and Adrian Newey will be happy that Langman is now on the podium positions, and now the fight is on for the race win. Can he catch the Williams of Jolly? We have just under 20 laps to go of this chaotic German Grand Prix. Vapid is actually on the medium tyres, so I don't know if Vapid is trying to get away with this, but pretty much everyone who's on the medium tyres will get away with just a one-stop. Vapid might have to pit again, but look at this massive battle here. Chandler, you've got Kingsley and Antmaz all for P3, 4 and 5. Vapid sets the fast lap in the race, but we focus on P3. Chandler trying to get a good exit, but Antmaz gets a better one, and so does Kingley. Kingley staying with them, as here comes the Williams of Kingley. Can he do anything? Antmaz's going to watch out here. You're going to try and overtake and defend at the same time. Here comes Kingsley around the outside, going into the hairpin. I don't think that move will stick. He'll get pushed that wide, and Antmaz has done a good job there of placing his car. So, however, if you have just joined us, alright, for this hectic German Grand Prix, it was a dry qualifying and a wet start, and Danny and Antmaz were P1 and P2, and eventually Antmaz has lost the lead to Jolly. Kingley sacrificed himself in the pit stops to make sure Jolly was in the lead, and there's been a massive battle in the midfield from P7 all the way to P10 and 11. Been a couple of crashes.
Oh, up the inside goes Kingsley, and he's round. Kingsley's round. He's gone up the inside of Antmaz, and that cost him to spun round.
I didn't really see that. I don't know what happened if he dived down the inside, but you know, if worse comes to where, that Stewart's investigation might be looked into that. I'm not sure about that yet, but Kingsley has got a 3-second time penalty, and yeah, that is not gonna make him happy as we enter the second half of the. Danny's retired. Danny has retired from the session. Where is that? That is on the, I think it's on the exit. Can you see that? All right. I don't know where Danny has crashed. Maybe sector 3. Maybe at the exit last corner. Can I see?
I think he crashed at turn 1. Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can't see his car.
Yeah, I think he crashed on the exit of the final corner. So that is more bad luck for the McLaren Renault driver who started the season so well by winning in Austria. Chandler's gone wide. Here comes Antmaz. And Antmaz trying to get P3, but to no avail. And Chandler is fighting hard, and Langman it's allowing Langman to get away into second place. But Jolly, just like the story has been all season, Jolly driving away in the sunset with Langman in second place, and Chandler Sater in third position with Antmaz closely behind in fourth. Nuthead is actually doing a good job here. He's in fifth place in that McLaren, and Vapid as well, the sole runner on the medium tyres. He's in seventh as well. But let's see, Antmaz tries to go on the inside. He's got the DRS enabled, and this is money in the bank for Errol Antmaz. He takes third position. The reigning champion still showing that he does have the pace to compete for a podium. And even though
Nuthead and Kingsley swap places.
Yeah, Kingsley has overtaken a Nuthead, and that is step one of his recovery drive. Maybe on the podium, who knows, but we've still got a lot of laps to go, and anything can happen. BMG Nomad gets a 3-second time penalty. He's all the way down in 14th position, and I think his race is over unless the safety car completely changes everything. But anyway, Nuthead 7 temps now behind Kingsley and Chandler. I think Chandler's starting to slightly fall back on Errol Antmaz for the battle for P3. Jolly, another fast lap, 1 minute 15.7.
Aiden and gets King Gamer.
Oh,
yep. Sorry to cut you off there.
They're battling. No Yeah, no worries. Aiden, the Ferrari man, has gotten past of the McLaren Renault, but can the McLaren Renault man fight back in towards Sector 3? I don't think he can, as Kingsley, the Williams boys are setting the screaming times alive with multiple fast laps, and obviously the track is getting more warmer, tyres getting up to more temperature, which equals quicker lap time as well. Eurolatmaz in P3, Fapid, 6 temps now behind Xbox Nuthead. Obviously, as I said, Fapid is the only sole runner on the medium tyres. Will he go dive down the inside? He's done it before. Will he do it again? It's a little bit too far back for the Scotsman. But look at the exit. The exit, the traction he gets, just so much more grip on the mediums compared to the hards. But they do wear out quicker, especially as the laps tick on towards the end of the race. See if Fapid is following. King Gamers down inside once again of F1 Aiden, the battle for 12th place. And again, these two swapping and changing the positions back and forth. Notice how F1 Aiden, bit of contact there, and Aiden's in the wall. He's locked up. I think he's got his damage to his front wing. Oh, hopefully Morgs got that. I think, and yeah, he's just crashed himself out. He's retired. He's ready to quit. He's had enough. And I think that might be King Gamer's fault. He didn't leave him enough space there, but you know, it's very, very arguable as to say who was at fault. But the Ferrari seems very quick around this racetrack, and now Nuthead is in trouble here. And I think this might be another overtake for the Flying Scotsman known as Fapid Coot 74. Fapid Coot 74 in 6th place in the Ferrari. Even though he despises Ferrari, he'll be saying grazie ragazzi at the end of the race. But no, he won't, because Nuthead cuts back on him. And this is about for P6. Fapid on the traction now. Fresher tyres. Actually, not fresher tyres, more grippier tyres. Nuthead tries to go around the outside. To push him wide like Nico Rosberg, but no, Fapid has got him all day long. And Fapid Coot 74, the owner, one of the owners of Racing Formula League, is into P6, and Nuthead is now down into P7. And yeah, 13 laps to go of this race. All right, and the gaps are starting to form.
Yeah, most of the gaps are starting to spread out now, and well, the closest one we have is Nuthead and Vapid, I would say. So we'll keep an eye on them. Dutch Gamer, quite close to Boomsome as well. They might form a battle come the end of this race.
Kingley's got another time penalty. Kingley's got another time penalty, which could affect his race cleanser as well as another time penalty. I'll need to do something to recall the penalties, because penalties could play a massive factor in this race. But the gap between Jolly and Langman is over 7 seconds on the same lap tyres, and Jolly, if he doesn't do a Sebastian Vettel, he will go right into the sunset and win this race. Another dominating win for Jolly if that is the case. He's still got 12 laps to go of this race, but anything can happen. Spot of rain, maybe a safety car, late safety car, anything can happen in Racing Formula League. Or Kingley nearly lose the back end there on that curb as he tries to chase down Chandler Saita, and Jolly will be rooting for his teammate for now, as Jolly attempts to extend his championship advantage over his closest rival, which is, I think, is Chandler Saita in the Mercedes. Nuthead is keeping with Fapid Coot 74. I think this is around about the time where the mediums will start to go off, while the hards are more of a durable tyre. DRS and overtake is enabled for Xbox Nuthead. And here he comes in the Renault. He's too far back, and there's no chance a move will be happening from the Renault side of things. Chandler just trying to close the gap to Eurolatmaz, but at the same time just trying to break away from the Predator, which is Kingsley. Obviously, Kingsley representing the T10 esports team. Obviously, Jack Sparr, T10 Sparr Shot, raced with just earlier. Unfortunately, he crashed out. His teammate WR Verstappen also crashed out, and Danny F31 as well retired from the session. So that's 5 runners that we've had a disconnect. Didn't
Rapid's in.
finish. Oh, Vapid is in, and that is, yep, so that is the confirmation that Vapid will be doing the two-stop, and he will be dropping positions like a stone. He will be dropping down to P8, P9, I think P10, and maybe even P11. But let's see the tyres. He's on another set of mediums, and I think that's good stuff from the Ferrari boys. 74 for the Ferrari man, and he comes out
just behind
Clenzo. Yeah, just behind BMG Clenzo. And now Vapid has got nothing to lose. Fast lap and maybe even a couple of positions for the Flying Scotsman. And I think if he does score points, I think he can be very happy with himself, considering that he despises Ferrari. But let's see what happens. Here comes the Scotsman. Will he dive it down the inside of Clenzo? Clenzo looks up there, but Vapid closing the gap. BMG Nomad sets the fast lap at 1:14.4. Not really any massive gaps to afford a pit stop to go on a set of soft tyres, set a fast lap, but Jolly 6.7 seconds ahead of Langman as we've got exactly 10 laps to go of what has been a good German Grand Prix.
Oh, Kingley. Kicking the tail out there.
We're going to yell flag in sector 2, and that is Dutch Gamers Laws in the McLaren, in the Renault. He's went off, he's spun. I think he lost the rear of the car. I'll see if he's got damage.
Kingley and
Doesn't look
Chandler.
like he has damage, but Kingley and Chandler. Here comes Kingsley down the inside of Chandler Seater, and that's going to help Jolly a lot if he can make this move stick. Yes, he does. And Kingsley in the Williams, who is the teammate of the championship leader, has overtaken his championship rival Chandler Seater, and that will help Jolly a lot when it comes to the championship standings, as Dutch Gamers has retired from the session and left as well. I don't think we'll get a safety car as Vapid goes down the inside of BMG Clenzo at the hairpin. And
Interesting to note that Kingsley has 2 penalties, so he's gonna have to watch out.
Yeah, so I think that's 6 seconds. 6 seconds worth of penalties if they are, yeah. So 6 seconds worth of penalties for Kingsley. So if he wants to get on the podium here today, he's going to have to extend his advantage to 6 seconds. If the race ended right here, right now, he would finish in 5th place, but just ahead of Xbox Knothead. Kingsley, will he have DRS? No, he doesn't. He's on high overtake mode. I think he's running out of fuel. Vapid, fastest lap of the race for Vapid as expected on 14.1 on the fresher medium tyres. And I think Vapid Koot might get the extra point for today's race. We already know that Atmaz will get the other extra point for being in pole position, and I think he will like to finish this race on the podium, but he has got Kingsley to watch out for in the next 9 laps. Very interesting, Atmaz has 1 lap older tyres than Kingsley, despite being on the same compound, and also Chandler as well. So clear that Atmaz and Chandler pitted 1 lap earlier. Obviously Kingsley had to stay out for his teammate, otherwise they would have double stacked, and that would have ruined Kingsley's race massively. Not really. We've got Kingsley getting ever closer.
Kingsley's flying.
Yeah, he is flying. Closed the gap massively. 4 temps now is the gap between him. Oh, he just slightly, nearly lose the back end there, but slightly corrects it then. And if he can get a decent exit in towards...
He loves doing that.
Yeah, decent exit from 2 in towards 3. And that Maz is known for having rapid straight line speed, but with DRS and overtake enabled, this might be the overtake for Kingsley. Down the outside goes Kingsley. Atmaz tries to force him wide. Bit of contact there, more contact there. Please don't get damage. And thankfully both of them have not got any damage to their cars. As Kingsley, that's very close.
Oh boy.
Oh, he tried to switch back there. That didn't work, but Kingsley has got the position. That was very, very I wouldn't say savage, but very raw from Kingsley. I don't think there was enough space to try and do the actual cutback at the last minute as well. But Kingsley is in P3, and now he just needs to extend his gap to 6 seconds, and he will take the podium positions for this German Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think Ant-Mans will be inquiring that move. I don't think he'll be entirely happy with that. And Kingsley, very lucky not to get damaged at all from that incident.
Yeah, these two have a bit of history. If you remember, RFL Season 3, last season, these two were involved in many incidents, especially the Baku incident. But here comes Ant-Mans. Kingsley goes to fence. That's a late move from Ant-Mans down the inside. And that is massive amount of contact for Ant-Mans. He put his car there. He knew the risk, and it didn't work. And Kingsley has switched back on him. And Ant-Mans' chances of getting the podium is now over. You can see the damage on the... Wait, has he got damage, or is that Kingsley? I think that is Ant-Mans. Yeah, you can see the damage on this left template. His race is over. He's got to pit in again for probably got to be softs at this point, unless Ant-Mans decides to stick it out. But I don't know about this.
Yeah, he might have to pit because that damage looks pretty serious.
No, he's not pitting. He's not pitting. He's gonna stick it out. But how long is too long? This is going to be torture for Ant-Mans in this next lap, as Chandler is going to lose time to Kingsley. And Ant-Mans is not going to do himself or the Mercedes man any favours whatsoever. He will get the DRS, I think, in towards 3, flat out, and then he's got DRS, and this will be the easiest overtake Chandler has ever made in his racing career. And there it is, Chandler Saita in 4th place in the German Grand Prix, and now he can challenge his focus on 2 teams of T10 Kingsley. Ant-Mans is going to fall like a stone in these next 6 laps of the German Grand Prix. And yeah, was that move a little bit too reckless from Ant-Mans?
Yeah, for sure. Ant-Mans, well, I mean, he cut back on Kingsley, so I wouldn't say it was reckless. I think it was just a bit too ambitious. Yeah, I guess so. And yeah, the gap was closing, and yeah, I would say it's a racing incident, but yeah, we'll let the stewards if they ever report it.
Yeah, you never know with the RFL stewards. But Kingsley is in 3rd place, and he needs to extend the gap, otherwise he will lose the 3rd place to Chandler Seater. Let me just check to see if Chandler Seater has penalties. Yes, he has a penalty. Yeah, so he does have
1 penalty.
A penalty. Yeah, 1 penalty, and Kingsley has 2 penalties. So pretty much, yeah. So if things stayed the way they are, Chandler would be getting the 3rd place. But it's not about Kingsley, it's about this man, Jolly. Jolly in the Williams. He's looked absolutely incredible this first half of the season. Championship leader, and for a good reason. He's shown good pace in the wet, good pace in the dry. Just very consistent with his lap times and when he needs to push. And today, he's just shown why he deserves to potentially be the champion of Season 4 as we begin lap 30 of the German Grand Prix. Obviously anything can happen in Racing Formula League. Never think for 1 second that anything won't happen, because chances are anything can and they will, as we've seen last season. Drive of the day, I don't know if you watched the whole race, but as far as your experiences of this race, as King Gamers goes down the inside of BMG Nomad, he gets forced out wide. Oh, that was inevitable, wasn't it, between the McLaren and the other Mercedes. And BMG Nomad and King Gamers fighting for 11th place. And Nomad going to dive down the inside. Bit of more contact there. And thankfully they don't spin. And King Gamers survives for another day. But as far as driver of the day, who would you think is the driver of the day?
Well, I haven't watched the whole race, so I couldn't give I don't think I can justify a driver of the day. Maybe you could give one?
Yeah, I'm known to be honest. I think I'd say Jolly, to be honest, for his consistent pace in the wet, very confident on the braking and traction zones, and just looked more confident in his car. Langman as well. Let's see the position changes. Langman 10 position changes. for the Red Bull driver, and I think the driver they will have to go to Langman. Honourable mentions: Knothead and Mulder, 7 positions. Vapikut, 9 positions in that Ferrari, and Elcio Brumson, 6
Kingsley
positions
under pressure.
in the Hearts. Oh, here we
Chandler.
go. Oh,
Yep,
Oh,
Chandler through.
I know why he's done that. I know why he's done that, to get the DRS. He's done that
DRS.
intentionally. I've seen this before. He did this in Baku last season with Atmaz. He intentionally slowed down and let him pass only to get the DRS, and we passed him again. It's smart, but at the same time, it's like stupid.
Whoa.
Wow, that's minimum gap there between Kingsley. He was very determined to get the inside line. Oh, that's a push. I've seen that. Yeah, that was a clear push for
Not hit an MS.
Kingsley there. Yeah,
Around the outside goes not hit.
Yep, no man, and Atmaz again. Atmaz trying, cracks the back end there,
hanging in there.
and Nuthead gets 5th place. But as far as that is concerned, I think that's like Rosberg in 2016. Just, it's very clear, and the stewards, I think, might have something to say about that if Chandler decides to put it in. But 2 laps to go of this German Grand Prix. It looks like it's going to be another win for Jolly, as King Gamers has retired from the session, and I think Adam 45. He's just had so much bad luck this season as Adam 45, but he's going to go for the fast lap.
Kingsley and Chandler are just going after you. No, after you. Literally, they've gone down 100 kilometers slower just to get the DRS, so that's absolutely crazy to think that DRS is so powerful around this track. In doing that, they're losing time to the cars
Kingsley
behind.
makes it defensive, and Chandler goes around the outside, and Kingsley will, he's pushed them up, he's given him no room, and Chandler's been given a penalty there. That's very undeserving there. He literally had nowhere to go, and Kingsley, you're gonna have to give him room here. Here comes Chandler down the inside, he locks up there, and Kingsley has to readjust. They're battling again for position again, and Chandler and Kingsley takes the position back, but wait, hang on, King does have a penalty, so that's 6 seconds. So Kingsley will get, Nuthead's in this battle as well, so Nuthead could actually get on a podium. Can you believe it? The Renault driver, known for doing commentary in other leagues, could get a podium in the German Grand Prix for Racing Formula League. The gap is under at second between 3rd and 5th place, and Atmaz as well. Is also trying to fight as well, but I don't think he can, as Kingsley. Oh, bit of contact there again between Kingsley and Chandler. Please just don't get damaged. Just don't ruin what's been a great race today in Racing Formula League. Here comes Kingsley and Chandler. Kingsley goes defensive again, and Chandler will go around the outside as predictable. He's got to cut him off though, as he's diving down the inside. Here's Kingsley.
Oh, not hit.
Wide.
Wow.
And Nuthead's got him. Nuthead's got him, and here comes Nuthead, trying to get past Kingsley here. He has the inside line. Xbox Nuthead on the podium here in Hockenheim. And that is going to be something that Renault will talk about if they manage to hold on for just one more lap. But anyway, Jolly, final lap of this hectic German Grand Prix, and it's still not over. The battle for P3 could end up being anyone's. Anything can happen in Racing Formula League, and anything has happened in the past. Nuthead could get the podium, but you never know in RFL. As we begin the final lap of the race, Nuthead is less than, let's see the gap. It is 3 tenths towards Kingsley and 8 tenths towards Nuthead as we enter the final lap of this race. Nuthead needs to get a good acceleration here. He's got a decent amount of ERS. Kingsley has got slightly more, I'd say, but Nuthead has got to go defensive here if he wants to be on a podium. I don't know if he has penalties. Here comes Kingsley. He's going to dive down the inside. No, he's not. He's actually too far back. Bit of contact there. He looks up there. Does T10 Kingsley. And eventually there is no damage there. But Jolly, what can I say? He has been the man of the first half of RFL Season 4, winning multiple races, taking the championship lead, and overall dominating this season. Claire Williams is going absolutely static right now, and for good reason. Around the final corner, it's another victory for Jolly. He wins the German Grand Prix. It's another victory for Williams, and Jolly increases his lead in the top Drivers' Championship. Langman comes home in second place. I think that's his first RFL podium of the season, and it's going to be Xbox Nuthead, I think, if he doesn't have penalties.
Yeah, it is.
Xbox Nuthead gets his first ever RFL podium in Germany, and Renault are absolutely ecstatic. Antmans finishes ahead of Kingsley and Chandler Seater, but the biggest gap, the biggest talking point will be the championship lead. 25 more points for Jolly, and you've got to say, right now, the championship is Jolly's to lose.
Yeah, it definitely is, and well, he's done a championship winning kind of drive today, so no denying that one.
Yep, so there it is. Jolly has won the German Grand Prix here in Hockenheim. We don't know if we are going to come back here for Season 5. The calendar hasn't been revealed yet, but if this last time, I don't think it is, because a lot of the drivers love Hockenheim. We might be back here next season, and if so, that man in the Williams suit will have to defend his crown of the German Grand Prix winner. So, here are your official classifications for the RFL Season 4 German Grand Prix. Jolly takes another victory and another step closer to the RFL Season 4 title. Langman and Nutter get their first podiums of the season in second and third. Era Langmans, after battling hard with Chandler and Kingsley, best in both, he finishes in P4. Kingsley, gutsy performance in the other Williams, he finishes P5, and Chandler in P6. LCR Mulder in P7 with LCR Bruce and Haas. Fapikut sets the fast lap of the race, I think, so he'll get one extra point, and he finishes in P9. And BMG Clenzo in 10th place. BMG Nomad in 11th, Adam in 12th, King Gamers in 13th, Dutch Gamer Laws in 14th, F18 in 15th, and then Danny, WR Verstappen, Sparkshot, and JJ Rock did not finish all the rest. So I think it's time to bring in the podium guys in, and there they are, the race winner.
Yeah, before
second.
before that, we'll do the national anthem. So give it up for the Monaco national anthem.
British, because Jolly.
British?
British, so yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were
British.
following the flags.
He is British. He's just got the Monaco flag. He's told me anyway.
I'll change it next
Alright.
week.
British
Okay.
flag. British national anthem for Jolly.
Go. I think we don't have any more national anthems, unless I'm mistaken. Congratulations to the top three runners of today. Let's begin with the race winner, Jolly. Once again, another victory in this season. As we round out the first half of RFL Season 4, your run of momentum has been incredible.
Yeah, I didn't really expect it today. I've not really expected it for a few races, to be honest, because I just really haven't had the pace in qualifying. But in the races, I've managed to claw it back. But I hope in the second half it can continue like this.
Yeah, talk to us about your race pace in the rain. Obviously, the race started in intermediate conditions, and it just felt like every time I was on board or watching, you just felt more confident than Atmaz, and eventually you would get past them, especially in the dry periods. Just talk to us about just like how like I wouldn't say like how difficult it is. Obviously, you have to master it, but like does it really matter to you about how confident your style is in the wet compared to the dry?
I'm not really too sure. I'm not sure why I'm really that decent in the wet. It must be how I apply my power because I don't really lose the back end at all in the wet. I'm just quite smooth, so it must be that.
All right. Last of all, next week, the official end of the first half of the season. You've extended your advantage on the top of the championship. Are you thinking of the championship right now, or are you just taking it race by race?
Definitely race by race. If I think about it too early, you start to bottle it, you start to lose concentration, you start to think about it too much. So you just take it race by race, beat your rivals, which I have been doing, and then hopefully at the end of the season I'm on that top step.
Well, thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to see you again. Your race winner, Jolly, once again. On to second place, Lineman 17. I think your first ever podium in RFL. Just describe how you feel right now.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I feel like if it was wet the entire race, I would have been in a great position. I love the wet, but starting from P12, I'll take a second any day.
How difficult was it to like battle with Atmaz and stuff, and then when you got second place, just how difficult was it to try and close the gap to Jolly?
I mean, I given up by that point. I knew I wasn't going to catch Jolly. Maybe a couple attempts a lap, but by the end of the race, he's extended the gap anyway. I knew like Jolly was unbeatable today. I wasn't going to beat him.
Now, as we head in towards the next week and eventually the mid-season break, like what's your focus for the rest of the RFL season? Is it to try and just close the gap steadily to likes of Jolly and Chandler Seta, or is it just try and just maintain the gap to the drivers behind?
Yeah, obviously you want to close the gap. I mean, I guess Hungary's all right. Spa's all right. We'll see how it goes.
All right, second place, Lineman 17, and your third place, also first ever podium in his RFL career, Xbox Nuthead. Usually, we usually hear you right here in the commentary booth for other leagues, but today you got your first RFL podium. Just talk to us about the pace advantage that you have, and especially that battle that you had with Atmaz and Kingsley in the last couple of laps.
Well, first, not my first podium, third of the season. Britain
Okay,
last week,
my
and,
bad.
Monaco, Britain, and Germany. But yeah, still, fantastic to get P3 for when the qualifying pace looked pretty meh, P13. And, the start was wet, and my mindset was, right, just get through sector one, and then we'll decide what the hell's going to happen from there. If it was P19, but start our front wing, that was pretty successful. Got a decent start, and then there was that massive train full and plenty of guys. There was all sorts of different paces everywhere, and I managed to get away. And then, as you say, when it dried up, we lost Verstappen, which, to be honest with you, probably could have been up here. They lost, obviously, there was incidents as well further up the field. And then, to be honest with you, I just knew that I had no penalty, so I thought, what can I expect? And obviously, I performed a move with 3 laps to go on Kingsley and Chandler, which, to be honest with you, even I was stunned by. I was looking at my mirror thinking, did that just happen? And then, yeah, a P3, which, to be honest with you, it just feels as if I want to thank my idol for teaching me the ways. Sean Dyche, it goes out to him. P3, 15 points.
Now, also, just like Jolly and Lineman, can we expect more of this pace? Can we expect you to be competing on the podium more, or can we even expect you to get a race win as we head into the later round, especially with tracks quite low downforce like Spa and Monza? Like, what can we expect from Xbox?
That's a good question.
Season 4.
That's a good question, Tom. To be honest with you, all I can really tell you is The next couple of rounds, I don't like Hungary. Never really have. Never had success around there. So if I'm lingering around in 11th and somehow scored 2 points, I consider that a good day. Belgium is my favourite track on the calendar, so I would like to think I'm going to be somewhere. But to be honest with you, my pace is not what gets me here. I have pretty mediocre pace. It's just that I keep every single lap consistent. I think from on the hards for about a good 10 laps, my laps were about 400ths apart. They were 2 tenths, 3 tenths slower than the cars around me per lap, but they were 400ths bang on every single lap within each other. So my consistency is really what's going to get the best of me. Someone like Singapore could actually be a good track for me because a lot of people make mistakes. But again, I wish I had a crystal ball really to be able to tell you.
Well, good luck with that. That is that then for round 11 of the Racing Form League Season 4 German Grand Prix. Once again, congratulations to the race winner, Jolly, and second and third place runners, Langman17 and Xbox Nuthead. We'll be back here, same time, same channel next week, Saturday, 9 p.m. for the Hungarian Grand Prix, the final race before the season break. And yeah, thanks to everyone who's been watching the stream. Thanks to all of the RFL drivers. Your work is incredibly appreciated. And also to Morgs for trying to commentate with me, and also RAK for filling in last minute. My name's been Tom Goring. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you once again in Hungary on the track. Goodbye.